Sylvester sends me a message. He says, Benjamin, what you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. In Sandema, all the departments are in dilapidated structures. The district assembly, that is the Ministry of, is it MOFA you're saying? Okay, so Ministry of Food and Agriculture, because that's not finance. Health Directorate, this list goes on. Yet it was elevated to a municipal status only recently. I'm wondering the criteria for such elevation. So coming back to you, Dr. Asiedu, you look at the situation in our hospitals. We've spoken about defibrillators, dialysis machines, incubators, among others. Having conducted all these surveys, what are some of the most basic things that these hospitals should have? I may even be talking about things that are too, already out there, big in scale. What are some of the most basic things that these hospitals require that they do not have oftentimes when you go around, Dr. Asiedu?
Like I said, if you get the health harmonization report, 10% of all pharmacies in hospitals in Ghana have the basic thermometer to maintain a cold chain. 10%. 90% don't have it. Which means if you went to these hospitals, you do not even know how your insulin or your vaccines were stored. That's not me saying it. That is documented. You understand? They tell us that only 5% of consultation rooms have the full complement of equipment. When you look at, dialysis machines, there are about 5 regions that have none. Ventilators, same. You see, the list goes on and on and on. And like I've said, this conversation shouldn't be about raising the temperament of the public, but question the thinking of our political leaders. And I say so because if you have a document like this, and then you write a budget, and that's why I said we should elevate the conversation above the heads of the technocrats who run our health system to the politicians, because the technocrats do not provide the funding that runs health.
Right.
But if the politicians have these documents, they know, for example, the number of doctors. They know what our doctor-to-patient ratio is. They know the number of hospitals we have in Ghana that require a doctor to function. They know that each of our 5 teaching hospitals, for example, requires a minimum of about 300 doctors because they are training people to run. So they already take out about 1,500 of our doctor pool. And they know that the cause of, no bed syndrome is not because there's a lack of beds, but there's a lack of health human resource. But we are adding on more beds because we are building new hospitals. You ask yourself, does the statistics back the decision of the policymakers? And that is where the conversation for me should be situated.